What's good, y'all? Michael here to have another video. Before we begin, please, if you are new, please subscribe and leave a like and for more daily upload videos today. But anyway, let's get to into tomorrow's game because normally I do this Saturday, but tomorrow's the game. This is a former Super Bowl rematch, so if you want to ask me why am I putting them in this, like the Eagles and Patriots here, because I couldn't find anything on the internet, so I just had to put because this is a former Super Bowl rematch. If you don't know, Nick Foles versus Tom Brady, you know. This is a new Tampa because here's the thing. They're the same quarterback just on different teams, different jerseys, different playmakers. So I'll get to the injuries later, so don't worry about that. So it's time to put the last week's game behind us, and it's time to play. It's time to put the last game behind us. It's time to move on, and rebound and bounce back. So pretty much this Buccaneers team has a very good offense. The question about the offense is Tom Brady aging? Because he threw 2 pick sixes this season. In total, he has 4 pick sixes in the last 4 games. He has thrown the only time I think he hasn't thrown an interception versus the Broncos, but let's be for real, the Broncos defense is shit. Because if the Broncos had good quarterback play, then I don't know, maybe it would have been a respectable loss for the Broncos. But all I'm telling you is this. The Nick Foles is the savior of Chicago. The guy that came down from the sky, from the heavens, and came down from us and give us the reason to watch football, Chicago football. So all of you that want to call for his head just because of one bad performance against a very good Colts defense that might make the Super Bowl. They might make the Super Bowl. At this point, they might make a Super Bowl. If I'm being honest, the Colts defense is actually the best in the league, and they're going to the Super Bowl. They might go to the Super Bowl. Just being reasonable, because Indianapolis has looked like they lost against the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 1, but over the weeks they've been pretty impressive. The offense is average, the defense is absolutely amazing. But the saying about the Colts, it's time to put the Colts loss behind us, and it's time to go to now. We are calling for this quarterback's head all because of one bad performance. You know, some Bears fan want Tyler Bray because we activated him. Like, you really think we're gonna start Tyler Bray when we don't even it took him 3 years to make the roster? Now you want to start him when we don't even know he's gonna be good? The day we start Tyler Bray is when Ryan Pace and the coach are fired. Do you want to know who's gonna be on more of a hot seat? Just because Matt Nagy is going to be more in the hot seat because he has no longer Mitch to use him as an escape mode. It was easy because he blamed it on bad quarterback play. But now he made the move. He made the call to bench Mitch. Now Nick Foles is in. Because you want to know why? Because Matt Nagy's job depends on number 9, Nick Foles, because he made the move. So expect if Nick Foles fails, Nagy is gone. The only one that will survive is Pace, but I think Matt Nagy is going to go if Nick Foles falls. The only time Nick Foles is going to fall and we're going to see Matt Nagy still being a head coach is if Nick Foles is injured. But if Nick Foles is playing bad football, he's going to get fired because he made the move. He made the move to bench Mitch at the Falcons game. So this game is more important on Matt Nagy than it is on Nick Foles. It's more on Nagy because he made the decision to bench Mitch and bring in Nick Foles. Matt Nagy he needs at this point. I don't mind. I won't call for Nagy's head until the end of the season if we don't make the playoffs. I'm gonna call for his head. I'm holding him accountable if he ruins Nick Foles. If he ruins Nick Foles, I'm holding Matt Nagy accountable. And those people that want Justin Fields. Okay, let me ask you a question. Even if we do have a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick this year, we're not going to take a quarterback. We're going to take a wide receiver. We're going to take a linebacker to replace Charles Lano if he continues. We're going to probably draft a wide receiver. We're not going to take Justin Fields. We're not taking Trevor Lawrence. Well, even if we were desperate in need of a quarterback, we won't get Trevor Lawrence. We won't get any other quarterback available in that draft class because you think that Tyler Bray and Justin Fields is going to do better than Nick Foles. Make it make sense. So Justin Fields is on Ohio State. He's going to go from having these top 5 and playmakers to Anthony Miller, who has been so consistent lately. I hope he bounces back, but as of now, I don't believe in Anthony Miller anymore. I don't believe and a horrible play caller. So you think Justin Fields is going to go from having a pretty good college season to plug those holes back in? Hold on, let me calm down. So Justin Fields is going to make the offense look better. He's going to make Anthony Miller consistent. He's going to make Matt Nagy's play calling more good. Make it make sense. Every time I hear, "Oh, we should have picked," no. It's pretty logic that we get the word we could have had Mahomes or Watson. It's the fact that people saying we should have took Christian McCaffrey. Even though we had Jordan Howard, we should have had Jamal Adams. Eddie Jackson's clearly a stud, so why it would be nice to have Jamal Adams, but as of right now, I like the current safety we have. So it's not fair to just say, yeah, man, we should have took X, Y, and Z. Look, we want to give up over one game. We want to start calling heads. We want to say, start Tyler Bray, or we should tank for Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. Like they are going to do better than currently Nick Foles or Mitch. Because they don't. So Justin Fields is going to make Anthony Miller consistent. I'm just being realistic. Because the play calling has been awful. There was nobody. 3rd and long, Matt Nagy throws a wide receiver screen pass. Someone gotta explain that shit to me. I understand that if running the ball doesn't work, then you throw it. Because Montgomery and Patterson have been booming lately. But let me ask you an honest question. We could be a running football team right now if we want to, because we have the 2 running backs to do it. We have Lamar Miller, which will probably be activated probably by the time I'm done recording this video. Lamar Miller should be activated, and we will probably use him as the Tariq Cohen spot. I'm not comfortable with Ted Ginn Jr. returning punts now. I'm more comfortable with Darnell Mooney because Mooney has that speed and athleticism, and I don't feel like Ted Ginn Jr. I don't think Ted Ginn Jr. has actually made anything on this offense because he hasn't. Ted Ginn Jr. already has had 2 catches so far, and it's not really enough. Now I don't know if it's because of the quarterback play, but Ted Ginn, I don't want to call for his head, but it's even Darnell Mooney's doing better than Darnell Mooney is actually making a good impact in this offense so far. Darnell Mooney is actually doing better than Anthony Miller right now. So let me get this straight with y'all. Al Robinson has making a huge impact in this offense as well. Jimmy Graham is surprisingly proving the critics that wrong because he's actually making a good impact in this offense so far. Because we've been using him in the red zone more lately, and every time we use him in the red zone, the touchdowns that Jimmy Graham had were in the red zone. He catches the ball like it's nothing. He can still hurdle over guys like Jimmy Graham is proving you bozos wrong. We need to get Cole Clement involved. Demetrius Harris is starting to get more involved since Nick Foles is starting to take over. Now let me get to the injury report. So the Bears have been clean on the injury report. Khalil Mack, I'm just gonna say this: the only one that's out is Dion Bush, but he's not really that big of an impact, so I don't see it being effective too much. Khalil Mack finally had his full participation today in practice, so he's going to be more of a monster because he had a because he's been limited every week. So we're going to see what Khalil Mack can do with a full participation. Now let me get to the fun part here. If you're a Bears fan, and if you're a Buccaneers fan, I suggest you skip this until you're bored. All right, so let me get to this. Chris Godwin is out with a hamstring. LaShawn McCoy is out with an ankle injury. Justin Winston is also not playing. Leonard Fournette is not playing because he did not participate in 3 straight practices. He's doubtful, but let's be for real. You don't participate. You don't participate. You do not participate in 3 practices, then decide to say we're playing you. Scotty Miller might not play. Might not play. And the only OJ Howard is also out for the whole season, so this Tampa Bay offense is probably going to have to go to practice squad players. And the only active player that's been really because here's the thing, Gronkowski hasn't actually made a good impact on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's more of a blocker now than he's catching. Gronkowski hasn't actually made a good impact on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Neither did Tom Brady. Because look, I don't think people understand how benefit Bill Belichick was to Tom Brady. Because if Tom Brady didn't have Bill Belichick, Tom Brady would have just been a 6th-round pick that would have been cut from New England eventually, and he'd be working at Walmart. So, that's good. Tom Brady has had the great coaching staff. Okay, those weapons that you called Walmart wide receivers, I know many told me this. Mini 14 told me this. Those weapons that you called Walmart receivers, he has won rings with. Those weapons that you called in New England, Walmart wide receivers, he's won rings with. So this is a different Tom Brady that we're seeing because he was a bum in 2019. You are aware that his 2019 self was literally 2000 and 2015 Peyton Manning. And we know how that season ended. He got benched for Brock Osweiler. So the only difference between that, the only difference is Tom Brady didn't get benched because I don't even know why Tom Brady didn't get benched last year. Probably because he had a winning record or something. But Peyton Manning got benched his 2015 year. So if last year was Tom Brady's 2015 Peyton Manning, what is this year's Tom Brady? Is it gonna? He's gonna turn into Eli Manning soon. He has thrown multiple picks. Four of them in the game. Four of these games have been pick sixes. He's thrown one against the Miami Dolphins. He's thrown one against the Tennessee Titans. He threw one against the New Orleans Saints. He threw one against the Chargers. I understand he won that game, but let's be for real. The Chargers aren't really that impressive of a football team. But what I'm telling you is this: when Tom Brady has to go up against an elite defense like Chicago, we can both agree that he's throwing at least one pick six versus the Bears. I'm not sure, maybe two. I'm not going to get into two because you think I'm being over. You're going to think that I'm. You all think I'm going to be over aggressive with that prediction. We can both agree he's throwing at least one pick six versus the Bears. So don't say, and it's for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. Oh, we're gonna blow the smithereens out of Nick Foles and give her. Remember what you said during that Super Bowl run that Philadelphia had? Oh, this is an easy Super Bowl for Tom Brady. Tom Brady's gonna mop the floor out with the Eagles and make them cry for Carson Wentz. What happened? What happened? This reminds me a little bit of that. So now that we got the injuries out of the way, let me get to my score prediction. So even if it's a respectable loss, it's going to be close. This is literally Tom Brady versus Nick Foles. Now these two known each other. Every time Tom Brady sees I'm sorry, excuse me. Every time Tom Brady sees Eli Manning and Nick Foles, he sees ghosts. So every time Eli Manning and Nick Foles have haunt Tom Brady in his sleep because they are the two quarterbacks that beat him in the Super Bowl. Eli has done it twice, and Nick Foles has done it once. In the greatest Super Bowl performance by any quarterback, Nick Foles has done that. That was literally the biggest performance of Nick Foles' career, beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl and winning that. So Nick Foles is the father of Tom Brady. And I'm saying that right now. Let me get to my score predictions. Now, our defense will hold Brady to at least one pick six. And he'll get sacked. He's going to get sacked because he'll get sacked maybe twice, maybe three times. Nick Foles would probably have 2 touchdowns, maybe 1 interception, and I predict the Bears to win 24-17. And I know what you're gonna people are gonna comment. Go ahead, type your crazy comments. No, we're gonna get clapped by the Buccaneers. I put it, even if we lose, folks, even if we lose, it's going to be a respectable loss. But anyway, I hope you all are doing a good day. Tomorrow should be the game. The time for talk is over. It's time to play. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Subscribe. My name is Michael, and I approve this message.